Broadcasting live from WOUB TV in Athens, this is Newswatch.
New Ohio law is going into effect today, making it safer for cyclists on the road and expanding the reach of those with concealed carry licenses. Good evening, I'm Sean Neidig.
And I'm Mackenzie Pyatt. Thanks for joining us. Protesters in Athens may have an easier time taking to the streets. City Council is considering changes to make this happen. Newswatch reporter Tony Heim has the latest.
The ordinance proposed by Councilwoman Chris Fall is intended to make the process easier for protesters. The changes, first brought up by Athens City Police Chief Tom Pyle, include eliminating the $25 application fee currently charged for protesting in a public space. The measure would also reduce the amount of time protesters are required to apply for a permit from 30 days to 7 days. Councilwoman Fall says the move is in direct opposition to the rest of the country. She says many cities and towns are making it harder, not easier, for their residents to protest. By streamlining the process, Fall says she believes it makes a statement that the town is all-inclusive and willing to fight for the town's First Amendment rights. Council also took up the proposal to revamp and add a bike lane to East State Street. Both ordinances passed with no objection.
Thanks, Tony. In all, a total of 35 proposed ordinances came before council. Both the ordinances on protests and changes to East State Street passed on third reading.
The Alexander Local School District and Village of Albany have been at odds over sewer services, and now the district is looking for other options outside of the village. When the school began construction on a new bus garage and wellness center, the village said the school will have to be annexed into the village and purchase a new sewer tap. The cost of the tap would be nearly $30,000. The school currently pays $35,000 a year for sanitary sewer service. And if your commute involves traveling on Route 50 near Bainbridge in Ross County, be prepared for delays. Construction between Dill and California Hollow roads will restrict the route to one lane for that 3-mile stretch. The slide repair project is the first phase of construction along the route, and traffic will be controlled by flaggers. The project is scheduled to be completed in the early summer.
An Athens woman was arrested for felony drug trafficking charges. Jessica Cremings was arrested on Saturday after a traffic stop on US 33. Cremings was in possession of more than 130 oxycodone pills. She was jailed on charges of first-degree felony drug trafficking, second-degree felony drug possession, and third-degree felony tampering with evidence. There may be additional charges pending in the case. A Nelsonville man will go to prison for more than 20 years for killing a local bar owner. Taylor Allen Mills was accused of killing Timothy Coker a year ago. Mills pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and multiple weapon charges. The judge sentenced Mills to 27 years in prison with a requirement that he serve at least 22 before being eligible for parole. Prosecutors say this is one of the longest prison sentences in the county for a plea agreement.
If you don't have a bike, it's not a problem. Renting a bike is as easy as signing up for a library card. Literally. Newswatch reporter Brooke Davis has the details.
The idea behind the Book a Bike program is to attract people to the library, increase their physical activity, and to help them with the things that they need.
Part of the effort was to try to get people more active and encourage healthy lifestyles. But the bikes are often used by people for running errands, for their personal enjoyment as well. I've even seen people who check out bikes so they can learn to ride a bike.
I used it to go, on a joyride around town. Other people use it for appointments or to go visit family or just to go down the street.
The bikes were purchased from the Athens Bike Shop at a discounted price and are repaired by the shop when they need it.
They come in occasionally for replacement parts such as tires or tubes, things of that nature.
The staff at the bike shop do more than just repair the bikes. It's all about the community for them.
They're also very supportive of getting more people out riding as well, obviously, and so they're a strong partner in this project.
I think it's a great thing for the community. More people are out on the bikes being active. So it's a fun family thing to do. Aside from the bikes that they have there, they also have some burly trailers that they're able to pull behind the bikes. So I've seen families out on 2 or 3 of the bikes and then pulling kids in the trailers. So that's always nice to see.
These bikes are available in Athens, Nelsonville, the Plains, and the Gloucester Public Libraries. Bikes can be checked out by an adult or children ages 12 to 17 as long as their parent has a consent form on file. And seeing as it is now so easy to rent a bike, it's a good thing that the new law went into effect across Ohio today to help protect bicyclists. The law, which was signed by Governor John Kasich late last year, requires drivers to leave at least 3 feet of space when passing bicyclists on the road. The 3 feet of space is a new specific requirement added to the previous law that stated drivers need to keep, quote, a safe distance when passing cyclists.
Good evening and welcome to the Newswatch Weather Center. I'm Adriana Davies. And today and yesterday we did see some beautiful spring temperatures for the beginning of our spring season. Tomorrow we will see a little bit cooler temperatures due to a cold front that will move through and cool things off, but this weekend will be a beautiful weekend to start our spring season. As for right now in Athens, we're looking at 56 degrees with winds from the west-northwest at 6 miles an hour. Our dew point is at 38 degrees Fahrenheit with partly cloudy skies. Right now around the region, 56 in Athens, like I said, 59 down in Ironton, 61 over in Jackson, and 60 up in Newark. Our overnight lows for the area, 28 in Athens, 30 down in Ironton and over in Ripley, with partly cloudy skies around the region. Our overnight, hour by hour, by 8 p.m., there will be a 15% chance of rain, 50 degrees by 12 a.m., 45 with a 15% chance of rain, and that is a typo. There will be 0% chance of rain by 4 a.m., 34 degrees with decreasing clouds throughout the evening. It will get kind of chilly into the night, so definitely grab that coat with you. And I know this weekend is supposed to be beautiful. I don't know about you, Sean, but I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, I can't wait to get out and enjoy some of that weather. Thanks, Adriana.
Starting today, Ohioans with a concealed carry license can take their firearms more places. A new law specifies that businesses cannot have a policy prohibiting someone with a concealed handguns license from transporting or storing a firearm in their vehicle. Licensed concealed handguns can now be carried on college campuses, school zones, and daycare centers unless those institutions have a written policy banning such weapons. Republican Representative Jim Bernacchi announced his candidacy for Ohio governor yesterday, but is already receiving criticism. Ohio Democratic Chairman David Pepper said that Bernacchi, who supports House Republican health care reform and Trump's budget, would hurt Ohio's budget and the state's fight against heroin. Bernacchi says that he will fight corruption in Columbus.
U.S. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he'll fight a proposal to eliminate a federal agency responsible for creating jobs, the Appalachian Regional Commission. Under President Trump's 2018 budget, the program would be cut. The commission works to create jobs in more than 400 counties in 13 states. Many workers in the coal fields of Appalachia benefit from this program. In the past 2 years, the agency has spent more than $175 million on nearly 700 projects. The commission says more than 23,000 jobs have been created or retained as a result. West Virginia lawmakers are reconsidering limits on the legal requirement to notify parents of an underage child's abortion. Under the current law, a physician other than the doctor performing the procedure can waive the requirement by finding it is not in her best interest. Under the proposed amendment, juveniles would need a court waiver to keep from notifying parents. At a hearing yesterday, the House Judiciary Committee heard advocates of the current law saying doctors' waivers were only used 4 times in 2015 when 48 minors in West Virginia had abortions. And a new travel ban limits the size of electronics allowed in cabins of flights traveling from certain countries directly to the U.S.
And President Trump is doing everything he can to gain support for his health care bill. These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
These students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. I knew that I wanted to come to Ohio University from the very first time I visited here.
There's something about the campus that grabs you.
It was really comforting.
Very welcoming.
It's one thing to write down your name and your GPA and that kind of stuff and send it in. It's another thing entirely to be here and see how great it is.
The campus here is just electric.
Absolutely gorgeous. Everything just looked really college-like.
I looked at my mom and I said, this is it. And she said, the tour's just started. I said, no, you don't understand. This is it.
My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like we're having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
The federal government is now temporarily banning large electronic devices on nonstop flights bound for the U.S. Flights from 10 airports in the Middle East and Africa are subject to this ban, all of which are Muslim-majority nations. Electronics, which are larger than cell phones, are no longer permitted in the cabins of flights. U.S. airlines are not affected because none of them fly from the airports in question to the U.S. The U.K. is now also considering joining the U.S. in this ban.
President Trump is trying to sell the Republican replacement for Obamacare, but many lawmakers on both sides of the aisle still aren't ready to buy it. Kristen Holmes has more from Capitol Hill.
President Trump taking on the role of closer-in-chief.
Thursday is our chance to end Obamacare.
Selling one of the biggest deals of his presidency, his proposed health care bill, not only to voters, but to reluctant Republicans. The GOP leadership revealing last-minute tweaks overnight, hoping to appease both conservative and moderate lawmakers and rally the required 216 votes necessary for the bill to pass.
And I would simply say that a lot of the members' concerns have been incorporated in this process.
How are you going to get the vote?
President Trump taking his pitch to Capitol Hill, meeting with Republicans 2 days before the vote.
We had a great meeting, and I think we're going to get a winner vote.
The president reportedly ramping up pressure behind closed doors, singling out some lawmakers who oppose the bill and telling Republicans they could lose seats if they didn't vote in favor of it.
The president of the United States came to us and said, we all made a promise to the American people, and we need to keep our promises.
Some conservatives, though, still not sold.
There still are not enough votes to pass this particular bill.
The presidential push coming on day 2 of the confirmation hearings for Trump's Supreme Court pick. Judge Neil Gorsuch facing a long day of tough questions from senators on topics like abortion, torture, and the president's travel ban.
I will apply the law. I will apply the law faithfully and fearlessly.
On Capitol Hill, I'm Kristen Holmes.
Judge Gorsuch faced questioning today for about 10 hours and refused to say how he would rule on issues such as the travel ban, which may come before him in court if he is appointed. On Wall Street today, stocks varied across the board. Here's a look at stocks of local interest. And recent studies show that harmful pesticides may be in up to 70% of the fruits and vegetables that you buy. That story is still ahead.
And warm weather is on the way, but with that warm weather, we will see our next chance for rain. We'll talk about that and more up next in my extended forecast.
Professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
I knew that I wanted to come to Ohio University from the very first time I visited here.
There's something about the campus that grabs you.
It was really comforting.
Very welcoming.
It's one thing to write down your name and your GPA and that kind of stuff and send it in. It's another thing entirely to be here and see how great it is.
The campus here is just electric.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Everything just looked really college-like.
I looked at my mom and I said, "This is it." And she said, "The tour's just started." I said, "No, you don't understand. This is it."
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home.
Good evening and welcome to the Newswatch Weather Center. I'm Adriana Davies. And right now in Athens, 56 degrees under partly cloudy skies with winds from the west-northwest at 6 miles an hour. Right now around the region, 59 down in Ironton, 60 up in Newark, and 57 over in New Lexington. As for our almanac for today, we are relatively above average. 57 was our high in Athens, whereas our normal for this time of the year is 50 degrees, so we're back above the normal temperatures, whereas the past few weeks we have been below, which I'm very excited about. Tomorrow will be a little bit chillier, as that will carry over into tonight as well. We will see a cold front move through, cooling off the area, but there will be no rain associated with that cold front, which is good for me. There is a slight chance for rain, but it's hit or miss. It's probably not going to rain, but fair warning, it might rain just a little bit. And if it does, it would be a slight drizzle. Mostly cloudy skies for the area, northwest winds from 10 to 20 miles an hour. The overnight temperatures for the area, 24 up in Columbus, 25 over in Newark, 30 down in Ironton, and 30 for New Martinsville, Marietta, and over in Ripley as well, with mostly cloudy skies around the area. Like I said, that cold front will move through. It will be mixed with a high pressure system, and that will keep things relatively dry and clear, so the clouds will start to dissipate throughout the night and into tomorrow. We will see relatively dry weather as well. As for tomorrow in Athens, 41 degrees as our high. Cooler temperatures with those clear skies like I was talking about. North winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour. As for tomorrow morning at the bus stop, it is a chilly start to the day, but like I said, clear and sunny skies, which is fun and exciting, with winds from the north at 10 to 15 miles an hour yet again. Our tomorrow highs for the area, 41 down in Ironton and over in Jackson, 38 up in Cambridge and over in Newark as well, 41 in Athens. Our day planner hour by hour, 27 degrees by 8 a.m. by noon, 33 degrees, and by 4 p.m. we will start to reach our high at 40 degrees with mostly clear skies. As for our extended forecast, like I said, cooler temperatures tomorrow, and we will see these temperatures start to pick up again. We will see a warm front move through as we start to see these beautiful temperatures into the weekend. There is a slight chance for rain on Saturday, but don't let that keep you from being outside. 72 degrees as our high, and into Sunday we will see the chance of rain start to come back into play. It will start to cool some things off as well. 90% chance of rain into Sunday, but next week we will start to see more spring-like temperatures and dry conditions. Now over to Mackenzie for our Health Minute.
Thanks, Adriana. Pesticides are widely used in agriculture, but pesticides can also potentially be toxic to humans, according to the World Health Organization, and they can leave a residue on our favorite fruits and vegetables. Kim Hutcherson has more.
A recent report says that many of our favorite fruits and vegetables show traces of pesticide residue. The annual survey was conducted by the Environmental Working Group, a nonprofit advocacy organization. Their report, the EWG's Shopper's Guide to Pesticides in Produce, says nearly 70% of samples of 48 conventionally grown agricultural products show traces of pesticide contamination. The good news is that's 6.6% less than last year. Strawberries topped this year's list with the highest amounts of residue. Samples of the popular fruit tested positive for at least 20 different pesticides. Spinach is in the number 2 spot. The report says spinach has twice as much pesticide by weight as any other crop. Rounding out the top 5, nectarines, apples, and peaches. The produce with the least pesticide residue, sweet corn, avocados, pineapple, cabbage, and onions. The Food and Drug Administration says all produce should be washed thoroughly under running water, even if you don't plan on eating the skin. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Another common method to remove pesticides from fruits and vegetables includes soaking them in vinegar and water before consuming them.
Hi, I'm Thomas Garvick. After the break, find out who Ohio Athletics signed a new sponsorship deal with and what Bobcats received MAC honors from their performances over the weekend. Also coming up, an update on the World Baseball Classic next on Newswatch. Stay tuned to WOUB. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
Everybody here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open. You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
I knew that I wanted to come to Ohio University from the very first time I visited here.
There's something about the campus that grabs you.
It was really comforting.
Very welcoming.
It's one thing to write down your name and your GPA and that kind of stuff and send it in. It's another thing entirely to be here and see how great it is.
The campus here is just electric.
Absolutely gorgeous. Everything just looked really college-like.
I looked at my mom and I said, this is it. And she said, the tour's just started. I said, no, you don't understand. This is it.
Welcome back, I'm Thomas Garvick. Welcome back, I'm Thomas Garvick. Earlier today, the Ohio Athletics Department announced its new exclusive partnership with Adidas. Ohio Athletics will be saying goodbye to its current sponsor, Russell Athletics. It had been the sponsor for 10 years, but that will end once their contract is up on June 30th. Ohio Athletics' new deal with Adidas will be effective immediately once June 30th hits. The deal is set for 8 years with an option for a 2-year contract extension in 2025. Adidas will be the sponsor for all things in green and white, which includes footwear, equipment, uniforms, clothing, and accessories. Ohio Golf senior Peyton White won the 2017 Mission Inn Spring Spectacular over the weekend with a score of 215 in 3 rounds. The win on Sunday was the senior's first victory of his career. White beat out TCU sophomore Tristan Fisher by 1 shot to claim the victory at El Campaign course. White became the first Bobcat to win an individual medal at a tournament since Mark Cimaroli won the Big East MAC Challenge in 2005. White will look to carry his momentum as he and the Bobcats will compete in the Red Hawk Invitational April 3rd and 4th in Chambers Bay, Washington. Heading to the Diamond, Ohio softball swept the MAC East Player and Pitcher of the Week awards. After going 5-0 over the weekend, which included a 4-game sweep in the College of Charleston tournament, Alex Day was the MAC East Division Player of the Week, and Danielle Stein received MAC Pitcher of the Week. Day was sizzling at the plate, going 9 for 15 with 5 RBIs and hit her first career home run. Stein was untouchable on the mound as she threw a perfect game in her first start and flirted with another in her second, going 2-0. The 19-6 Bobcats welcome in MAC rival Toledo this weekend for a 3-game series. After going 7 of 15 from the plate last week, senior center fielder Spencer Ibarra was named MAC East Player of the Week. Ibarra's 7 hits were a team high and helped the Bobcats win 3 of their first 4 games at home, improving their record to 11-7 heading into the week. Ibarra had the long ball working for him as he went yard 3 times, finishing the weekend with 4 extra base hits and 6 RBIs. Ibarra and the Bobcats are currently battling Morehead State, and after the conclusion of today's game, the Bobcats will welcome in the Butler Bulldogs for a 3-game homestand. The World Baseball Classic is winding down as the first semifinal took place between the Netherlands and Puerto Rico last night. In an 11-inning thriller, right fielder Alberto Rosario hit a walk-off sac fly to put Puerto Rico in the championship game. They will face the winner of the U.S. and Japan, with that game coming tonight at 9 p.m. With a win, the U.S. would have an opportunity to win the World Baseball Classic for the first time in team history. With a win over Japan, they would have a chance to avenge their loss to Puerto Rico, who knocked them out in 2013. Off the basketball court, LeBron James continues to remember where he came from. James met with a group of children at a Cleveland hospital and hooked them up with a pair of Nike Soldier 10 Fly Easy shoes, which were released to the public yesterday. The well-rested James and the Cavs will be back in action tomorrow as they travel to Denver to take on the Nuggets. I'm Thomas Garvick, and that's it for sports. Back to you, Sean.
All right, thanks, Thomas. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos showed off a robot suit over the weekend. Bezos tweeted a photo of himself testing out a giant mechanical robot suit. He was at the company's exclusive Mars conference on Sunday night. The conference focuses on a lot of things with space, a lot of new technology, and wow, check that out. It's kind of amazing to see what they can do these days, and I would put that thing on. I would try that thing out on in a heartbeat. Let's go over to Adriana Davies for some final weather.
Thanks, Sean. Tonight in Athens, 28 degrees as our low, mostly cloudy skies. There is a slight chance for rain. Like I said, do not count the rain out, but I would go with it's probably not going to rain. Just have that umbrella on you just in case. Winds from the northwest at 10 to 20 miles an hour. As for our high tomorrow in Athens, 41 degrees, which is relatively cooler, clear skies due to that cold front that is going to move through tonight. And as for our extended forecast, we will see beautiful temperatures into this weekend and into next week as for our start of spring. But with those pretty temperatures, we will see a slight chance for rain. And now over to our anchors.
Thanks, Adriana. I'm already looking forward to the weekend. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Sean Neidig.
And I'm Mackenzie Pyatt. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org. Have a great night.